Improving reading and writing scores with a single strategy. An introduction to writing to win applied grammar. The latest national report card announced that reading scores have dropped. Again. And this time across the board. At all levels. For all demographics. Even though the federal government has spent over $1 billion a year on reading instruction since 2001, little has changed in the kinds of reading products and programs being offered since the initiative was rolled out. To get different results, it takes more than doing a better job with our current approach. It takes doing things a completely different way. It requires a paradigm shift. That's what Writing to Win's reading and writing routines are all about. Meet Dr. Warren Combs, founder of Writing to Win, where his team helps teachers see that winning at reading, writing, and learning is within their students' grasp in the next 15 to 18 weeks. We have been delivering on this promise year after year since 1986. We know our proven instructional routines can close any achievement gaps that are not closing fast enough for you. Here is the impact of our applied grammar routine on students in 4 quite different schools. In the bar graph, the purple bars represent the 3-year state average on end-of-year ELA assessments. The red and blue represent student scores in each school 1 and 2 years prior to our applied grammar launch. The green bars represent student scores the first year after implementing the Writing to Win Applied Grammar Initiative. At S.L. Mason, an urban elementary school, the gap closed from 26% to 11% in 1 year. At West Middle, a suburban middle school, the gap closed from 18% to 6% in a year. At Jenkins, a rural middle high school, the gap closed completely, from 12% below the state average to 1% above the state's 3-year average. And finally, at Bainbridge High School, a rural county high school, the gap also closed completely, from 13% below to 14% over the state average. So, whether you are looking for a way to move your students' reading scores on or beyond grade level, or you are in the market for a proven way to resolve your students' writing issues with spelling, punctuation, capitalization, or grammatical patterns, Writing to Win Applied Grammar can transform your students' ELA scores from disappointing to exciting. When the test results were announced in each of these 4 schools, they showed growth well beyond the expectations of their administrators. And the ELA teachers were liberated to focus on the stylistic and qualitative features of proficient and distinguished writing. What a dream come true! What's so amazing is that sentence combining, the single instructional strategy behind this positive growth, is so simple and yet so powerful. It delivers that needed paradigm shift. Instead of asking students to dissect sentences into their component parts or individual parts of speech, it provides them practice putting sentences together, like in a puzzle. Watch this example. Begin by reading the sentences in the sentence building puzzle separately. The base sentence, Joseph introduced his grandfather, and the signal sentence, his grandfather used to watch movies for a dime. The signal for combining these sentences is in parentheses. Move the signal in parentheses in front of the sentence it follows. Next, check and see if there are any repeated words in the signal sentence that already appeared in the first sentence. In this example, we delete his grandfather from the signal sentence. Notice that we don't need to replace the deleted words with a pronoun this time. Let's read the final combined sentence. Capital J, Joseph introduced his grandfather, who used to watch movies for a dime, period. That sounds like an acceptable English sentence. Click Submit and see if the computer agrees. It does. The combined sentence was acceptable. Scroll your cursor over the answer in the right half of the screen to see any other acceptable answers. There you have it. Simple, yes? K-12 students love the challenge of solving new puzzles in the oral kinesthetic mini lessons. Students also love how the software provides immediate feedback as they work on their spelling, typing, and mastery of English language conventions. It won't be long until these grammatical patterns start showing up in these students' independent writing. It's hard to get simpler than this, and you notice that everything was spelled, capitalized, and punctuated correctly. It's no wonder a second-grade teacher beamed broadly. This is the first year all of my students remember capital letters and in punctuation in every sentence prior to Thanksgiving. With just 2 lessons a week for 15 to 18 weeks, your teachers can achieve the same results. Let me answer a few questions yes before you ask them. As a Writing to Win client, you have access to a video tutorial for each sentence pattern in your state's language standards, an actual live support person available via online chat or phone, an interactive teacher orientation video for a complete Writing to Win applied grammar launch, and an interactive student orientation video to teach the first lessons in each class this year, the next, and the next, and the next. In the preface to his Teacher's Guide to Effective Sentence Writing, researcher and professor Bruce Sadler explains applied grammar's most critical feature. Sentence combining is a fun, playful approach to language that will help writers experiment with different ways to arrange thoughts. The Writing to Win software and videos do the hard work so you and your students can have the fun. So call us at 706-850-5854 or text us at 706-207-9749 to set up a Zoom presentation of Writing to Win paired text packets. You can also email us at office@writingtowin.com or visit our website at www.writingtowin.com. It will be our pleasure to serve your students soon. For decisions that are research-based and data-informed, keep watching. A recent survey of writing research, Writing Next, shows the efficacy of sentence combining practice with today's students. The reported effect size of sentence combining on tests of written expression is plus 0.5, where 0.1 is considered significant, while the effect size of teaching traditional grammar is negative 0.26, where 0.1 is significant. Recent reading research emphasizes the importance of integrating reading and writing strategies within and between activities. When students can compose complex sentences or commas in a series automatically, they are prepared to comprehend complex reading texts. We know the most important research data for you are the numbers that confirm your students' growth as readers and writers. With our classroom action research design, you can be certain that your numbers are valid as well. See an example of our methodology at www.writingtowin.com.